Hi. Any entrepreneurs in the room? Anyone who wants to start a business? Okay, who's got an idea to start a business? Good. A few years ago, a friend wanted to discuss a fintech startup idea with me over coffee. He was a brilliant guy, works with a Fortune 500 company, and every time he pitches an idea to me, I play the devil's advocate. And he has not started a single tech business in the past 7 years, regardless of the numerous ideas that he pitched to me and the fact that he in fact had the money to fund it for. So this fintech startup idea too never saw the daylight, like the other startups he pitched to me. But it did not take much for both of us to realize that why his talks or discussions were not leading into a finished product or a startup. I began to dissect the reasons and found out that there was no true purpose for him to start. So all his talks were not leading into, they were not materializing. There was no purpose for him to start. And all his reasons to start were weak enough to materialize into a startup. It's good to start with the art of reasoning. Why do you want to start this business? Why is it that this is this particular idea that you want to give your best shot at? Well, you can come up with hundreds of reasons, ranging from, I want to be my own boss, or everyone around me are into business, so I want to be an entrepreneur too. I say you go further deep into those reasons. While all reasons could be validated by yourself, there are two reasons that are solid enough to support every other reason you come up with. It's passion and knowledge about the business that you want to start. Without the presence of any one of these elements, every other reason you come up with sounds like excuses. My friend was not that deeply passionate about financial industry, nor did he have any on-the-ground experience for working for a financial institution. The past 5 years in the startup ecosystem gave me access to all kinds of entrepreneurs in the country. The ones who made it big, the college and the university students who want to be entrepreneurs, and the rich but not necessarily spoiled kids who want the entrepreneurship tag attached to them. And most importantly, those entrepreneurs who have started and failed and started again. During my own journey as an entrepreneur, and hundreds of others I've met along the way, I found out that there is a very clear pattern where you get stuck in your journey before even starting up. And this pattern sort of is very clear and similar. It started seemingly more clear and more similar to each other. And I could clearly, when I look from the top, I could clearly see these stages that you get stuck at. And these are these three stages where sometimes you even kill your dreams before even it began. So I classified those three stages depending on where you get stuck at, or what stage you get stuck at. Entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are people who want to be entrepreneurs. They, in fact, wanted to be entrepreneurs since long. They might not still have a clue yet about when they want to start or what they want to start, but they're all full of dreams of being their own boss. At a first glance, it's very clear that their reason to start is not solid enough. Either they want to be entrepreneurs because the people around them, their brothers, are entrepreneurs, or they want to be entrepreneurs because they see entrepreneurship as a freedom from their day job which they don't like. The reason they might not have started a business yet could also be they're waiting for the perfect time. They might be waiting for their kids to graduate out of high school. They might be waiting for this year to pass or this particular project at your day job to get over. But let me tell you something. The perfect time to start is right now. Because take a look at this. Recently, the industries are being disrupted in a way that they haven't been done before. And we are living in a very unique time. The companies that have sprang up in the past few years are something that we could not even have dreamt about in the past 2 decades. They are changing everything from the way we shop, the way we travel, the way we pay, and where we stay, where we travel. So if you feel you have been a wanderpreneur, I suggest you go deep down and check your reason to start. Are they solid enough? Do you have passion and knowledge to start the business? And if you feel you lack any of them, get your dream team with people who are passionate enough about it and have the ground knowledge about it. The next people I meet are ideapreneurs. This one's my favorite. Even if the world runs out of oxygen, we still would have never run out of ideas. And wrongly, ideas are assumed as precious as oxygen. Ideapreneurs get stuck in the idea stage. They fall in love with the idea. And I think we all should fall in love with the idea. But they get married to the idea. They even take the idea for a honeymoon, and just that the honeymoon never ends. And they keep the idea a top secret. They never discuss it with anyone. They, in fact, fear people copying the idea and launching it in the market. But let me tell you something. The best time for someone to steal your idea is right after you launch. Because either they could pick your brain before you start, or they could look at your product, which is already in the market, look at your business model, look at how you market, and then launch a better version of it. So ideapreneurs also get stuck in the idea stage for long. It sometimes takes them like 6 months or 1 year to move out of the idea stage. And by keeping the ideas a secret, what they're doing is they are killing the privilege of potential insights, of potential pieces of advice or mentorship that they could actually get, or even investment that they could actually get by discussing their ideas openly. I have signed numerous non-disclosure agreements because the person sitting opposite the table who wanted to disclose his idea to me feared that I would copy it. And it's not more than 10 or 15 minutes after he describes his idea that I Google for it and turn my laptop around and show that this idea is not something unique. It already exists in the world. And in some cases, it's so sad because the idea already exists in the same country and you don't even know about it. Some people who are stuck in the idea stage are a little more better. They have a brand name and a logo. They disclose the idea to you. But meet them after 6 months, and they would still be stuck in the idea stage. They are perfecting their idea. They're working on the idea, so they want the idea to be so perfect that when you launch a business based on that idea, they want the people to fall in love with their business. So they are waiting for the perfect idea. But let me tell you something. There's nothing called a perfect idea. It's like the ideal gas that my chemistry teacher, Shyama Miss, used to teach us at school. It's perfect, it's ideal, but it doesn't exist. So if you are in this zone, wake up. You need to start discussing your ideas with your friends, with people you meet at events, and take potential help or insights or feedbacks from them. Also, you need to make that one single move which would put you one step ahead in the game, which is taking you from idea to make a move that would put your business a step further, which might be starting your website, a homepage. It could even be starting your Instagram page if it's a business-to-consumer market. And it could even be building your prototype. Talking about prototype, sometimes you might have the solid reason to start. You have finalized on your idea, and you're working on your prototype. Chances are today that you're working on your prototype. You might have been working on your prototype for the past 6 months, and chances are that you would be still working on your prototype for the next 1 year. And then you launch and find out that you have launched a product that no one else wants to use. What went wrong? Because while you were working on the perfect version of your prototype, someone else went and launched a very crappy version of their same idea. And they took feedback from the customers. They put out a revised version, and then got to know that there is a market. And then they revise the version, launch the next version of their app or their business idea. And they're already a business which is making money. And all this while, what you have been doing is you have been stuck on your prototype, deciding what font to use or what color you want to use for your app. So if you are a prototype entrepreneur, make that first move of, if you're stuck in this stage, in building prototypes forever, make that first move which would challenge yourself to put out that ugly version of the prototype that you have in the market. When we launched Wash Now, the on-demand laundry app in Qatar, we launched it in 10 days, a very basic version. And down our journey, we met 2 different teams who have been working on the same idea for 6 months and 1 year. When we launched Bakala, the on-demand grocery app, we launched a very ugly version of the app, which was just a basic app to text what you want to your nearby grocery. And a dozen versions later, and a year later, we just delivered to our 8,000th customer, the groceries. So if you are someone stuck in the prototype stage, go challenge yourself to launch that first ugly version of your product and take customers from the feedback. Ideas are powerful, but if you keep them a secret, they are useless. They're useless without execution. So tonight, when we all go home, take a deeper look and see where you're stuck, at what stage you're stuck. If you don't find the solid reasons to start, if you're not passionate about what you want to start, or if you don't have the knowledge to disrupt the industry, still don't give up. Get in your team that one person who could come with those expertise. If you're stuck in the idea stage, it's easy. Go home to your spouse, your mom or dad, and say, "Hi, Dad, I have a secret. I have this idea." Just in case you're married, just don't start with this, "I have a secret." Start the other way. Just say, "I have an idea," and then say, "I kept this idea," and just confess, "I kept this idea secret." And if you are in the prototype stage, go challenge yourself and start that or launch that ugly version or whatever version, the very minimum viable product, the very small product that you need to launch into the market, and get the customer feedback. And I ended with my favorite quote: the best way to start is to quit talking and begin doing. Thank you.